The message that will alter everything was there. A burner's direct message account with a picture on it. A beat skipped across Tasha's heart. The image was evident. Standing with a youngster that wasn't Scrappy's was Bambi. The youngster was grinning. However, the fact could not be misunderstood. This child wasn't Scrappy's. Her fingers shaking, she clicked the link. The receipts were there in black and white. Conversations, XDs, DMs, and even a video were released in addition to the picture. Spice had been correct. Bambi had been concealing something. The evidence was now within her grasp. Tasha was shocked by what she was witnessing. She took a seat, processing the data slowly. There was more to this than an affair. This was about dishonesty, deception, and manipulation on a level Tasha hadn't anticipated. Additionally, Bambi had been pretending to be Scrappy, even the fans, the cast. Tasha, however, wasn't here to have fun. She had no intention of allowing Bambi to escape punishment. She knew the truth. It was now time for the Globe, too, to be aware. She gave Spice a call. Tasha replied, Spice, in a calm voice, but with a trace of rage. The receipts you've been discussing are in my possession. Everything you mentioned is accurate. It's all there. Despite her placid demeanor, Spice's voice had a hint of delight. She just said, I told you. Are you prepared to reveal her? Tasha made no hesitation. Hell, indeed. I'm about to go live. She rubbed her palms over her chest and inhaled deeply. Jeans, then press go live. Tasha's face sprang to life on the screen as the camera turned on. She was still wearing a solemn face. Tasha started talking to the camera. Listen up. Won't believe what I'm going to tell you, but I have the receipts and I won't back down. The Bambi you've all been standing up for Bambi has been concealing something. She let the words to sink in. Now, there was no going back. Already, viewers were pouring in that she couldn't keep up with the remarks. There were conflicting responses. Few were dubious, but the majority were eagerly anticipating what would happen next. Tasha displayed the picture. First, the one that had sparked everything, the one that had been leaked. As she zoomed in on the child's face, Bambi murmured, Scrappy is not a fan of smiling faces. I've witnessed everything, and you will too. The comments flooded the discussion. The responses were immediate and loud. A few were shocked. Others were demanding that the truth be revealed. Tasha, she went on, her tone unflinching. Although I understand your thoughts, I'm not here to pass judgment, to tell you the truth. I'm here. Bambi has been lying to everyone, not only about this, the truth is, child, but pretty much everything. Scrappy was manipulated by her. She controlled everything among us. As Tasha perused the messages, she read out loud some of the more incriminating exchanges between Bambi and a male. She has been maintaining her life. I am still seeing Dre, despite your belief that I was dating Scrappy. I read one text. Later, we'll work this out. Don't worry, I'll take care of everything. There was a fire in the comment area. The audience members were referring to Bambi by every possible name. Some even demanded that she be removed from the program. This is only the starting, Tasha murmured, halting for impact. I'm not stopping, and I have more. Another video of Bambi having a furious argument with a man who wasn't Scrappy was displayed by her. Bambi said things on the video that made Tasha sick to her stomach. Bambi stated, I can't keep pretending, in the video. I'm sorry, but Scrappy doesn't even realize that I can't go back to him at this time. I'm not sure how to resolve this. He believes this child is his. Tasha, not only was this drama, but she also felt a pit in her stomach and a feeling of justice. This was true. Bambi's falsehoods were ruining people's lives, and now it was time to confront her. Tasha sat back holding her phone. The live feed erupted with, she read through the sea of comments, some demanding answers, some full of incredulity. However, Tasha was searching for justice and wasn't asking for approval. People were talking. The video had done its job, and they were not going to stop until the truth was out. Bambi's meticulously constructed world was starting to fall apart, and the walls were collapsing. The truth had discovered its way into the spotlight, and now it was impossible to avoid it. Tasha wiped her forehead, her nerves still intact. Edge. She had lived in this business for a long time and was used to drama. The stakes were higher, Scrappy's heart was broken. Bambi was going through a difficult time, but something about this felt different. To be held accountable for her actions. But before Tasha could collect herself and cancel the live stream, she heard her phone ring once more. It was a message from Spice this time. "Prepare yourself. Mama D is." Tasha hesitated, ready to intervene. Mama D was always a wild card. She handled things in her own way, but if she was getting involved, it was going to get much worse. Tasha inhaled deeply. "Okay, everyone, stay, there's more to come," she told her audience. In a matter of seconds, Mama D's Tasha's pulse pounded as she clicked the link to see the live video notice. And Mama D's face showed up on there was an unmistakable fire in her eyes as she looked at the screen, seeking for cons. "Listen, y'all," Mama D said. Her tone was forceful and authoritative. "I have seen my kid struggle and attempt to make things work. I've had enough of Bambi playing him. I will no longer remain silent." As people tuned in to hear what Mama D had to say, the comments surged. "We've all seen the receipts now," Tasha said, leaning forward, knowing that this was the turning point. Mama D went on, her eyes unblinking. "We've seen the proof, but there's one thing. Issue has not yet been resolved, and that is the paternity of this child that Bambi has been concealing. We will require an actual DNA test." The audience erupted in remarks. While some of them cheered, while others were perplexed by the abrupt change in circumstances, Mama D wasn't finished. "I've been silent for too long," she added, raising the intensity of her voice. "My son deserves the truth, and I've allowed Bambi to act as though she's innocent, but I can see through her lies." Mama D's words were like a kick to the gut. Baby does this baby. Tasha was aware that this would start a whole new series of events, but it was no longer just about Bambi. Tasha went to her, and now it was about the baby and if it was really Scrappy's. Her tone is serious, folks. This is huge, you guys. Mama D is seeking the truth and is requesting a DNA test. If Bambi has been lying, it will be exposed. Everything was out in the open, and the supporters' opinions came in even more quickly. This drama was obviously far from ended, and they were anxious to hear every word. In the meanwhile, scanning through the live streams with trembling hands, Scrappy sat at home looking blankly at his phone. He didn't want to think or accept what he was seeing on Mama D's film, that his family and his world were based on falsehoods. But he knew in his heart that I'd always sensed something wasn't right. Now that the child wasn't his, Bambi's actions and her concealment made sense. Tasha was still alive, he was being acted, and that kept the audience interested. Though he hasn't spoken yet, Scrappy has witnessed all of this, is aware of the reality, and he will choose what happens next. The cast remained divided throughout the day. Scrappy was torn between Team Spice and Team Bambi, not knowing who he is. Could trust any more was evident. In addition to being sorrowful, he was also furious at Bambi for betraying him. Feeling guilty for not recognizing it sooner. However, as the pressure increased, Bambi tried to get her to move after recognizing that things were getting out of hand. In an attempt to limit the harm, she reached out to Mama D, but she refused to accept it. "I've seen the lies, Bambi," she remarked icily on the phone. "I've heard the justifications. No one is fooled by you anymore. It's time for you to confront the truth that is emerging." "Mama D, just listen," Bambi said, her voice quivering as she attempted to clarify. "I never wished to cause Scrappy harm. I was only attempting to keep him safe." "Defend him." Mama D laughed. "From reality, you have been. For years, I played my son. It's your turn to pay the piper now. The chilly click signaled the end of the discussion. Mama D had no intention of allowing Bambi to defend herself. This was more than herself. Kay was determined to get her kid the answers he was due since this was about him. Tensions were growing. Back at the hideaway in the meanwhile, as she saw everything, Spice realized that this was more than simply no more Bambi. For all parties concerned, this was about revealing the truth. She had completed her portion, but more was to come. She had no intention of giving Bambi a free pass. In a private chat, Spice told Tasha, "This isn't just a game. People's lives are being devastated in this situation, and Bambi won't receive get rid of it." Tasha gave a nod. "I agree with you. Together, we are in this." The storm that had been building for weeks suddenly broke as night fell. After remaining silent for a day, Scrappy shared something on social media. "I was lying about everything I believed to be true. It's time for the truth to be revealed, even though it hurts." Despite being brief, the message shocked both the actors and the fans. Now that Scrappy had said it, there was no turning back. The fallout was only getting started when the program ended. Bambi had made an effort to preserve her reputation, but the walls were getting closer to her every second. After Scrappy finished lying, Mama D was determined to ensure that her kid would never be deceived by anybody again. Tasha has played a pivotal part in this revelation. She wasn't only an observer. She was she who had made the connection and revealed the truth. Furthermore, she was now a part of something far greater than herself. At last, the truth had come to light, and the cast would never be the same. The mood at the retreat was gloomy the next morning, oppressive with everyone on edge. The drama from the previous evening had poured over like a deluge. Team Spice and Team Bambi were the two factions into which the cast had divided. As the atmosphere hummed with it, became evident through side-eye looks and whispered comments that nobody could remain impartial any longer. Hey Tasha understood that this was a crucial occasion because they were the ones who revealed Bambi's infidelity. Now she couldn't give up. She was prepared to see this through because she had stirred things up. She had recognized the path. The internet community was burning with the accusations, and the fans were responding. She had gotten so much encouragement for taking the initiative. However, Tasha was also aware of the dangers associated with this degree of attention. Bambi, for everything she attempts to act like the victim, were now clearly failing. She had made every effort to repair her reputation.